The animal kingdom is full of scary creatures and creepy crawlies that a lot of people are deathly afraid of. But some of these frightening animals don't deserve that fearsome reputation. But look, I mean, a few of them might even turn out to be cute and cuddly. Yeah. Well, let's see what our friend Jeff Porto of the Reptile Room in Hayward, California has to say about that. Welcome, Jeff. And who am I holding here today?
You're holding a blood python.
Yeah, he kind of wants to get off me here.
Yeah.
What's his name?
They don't have names. I have so many of them, I just name them by numbers.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So he's blood python number 1?
Blood python number 1.
All right.
Congratulations to PIDSI for their successful fiesta, mga ka-nation! Ayan ha, magkikita-kita tayo this summer sa darating na One Kapamilya Go sa New York City. Now, coming from the East Coast, dito naman tayo masasaya sa West Coast because one of the most exciting Philippine Independence Day celebrations to be held here in the San Francisco Bay Area is happening this coming Saturday, June 15th na at the heart of Union Square in San Francisco. Ito ang Kalayaan 2013. And to tell us more about this event are Consul Rachel Quiñones, Miss Christina Laskowski, and Mr. Roddy Calalang. Hi guys, welcome to Adobo Nation.
Hi, thank you for having us.
All right, the theme for this year's celebration is celebrating a legacy of Filipino creativity, talent, and ingenuity. And we all know there's lots of that to go around.
I've noticed that there's lots of different kinds of insurance out there and different ways to get it, right? Some insurance companies, in fact, are saying that if you get it online, it can be cheaper and better for you. Why should people go through an insurance agent?
Do you mind if I pour?
Not at all. Please do. It's a beautiful color. Is it? Do you enjoy port in the same way that you enjoy wine? Is it the same process of tasting it?
Yes. What you do is you definitely look at the color
Okay, let's do it.
Yes. So we're going to look at the color from the core to the rim, and then you swirl it around to get the volatile aromatics.
Okay.
And we're going to smell. And what do you smell? Things like blackberry.
It's very sweet.
Jammy.
Yeah.
Sweet. And it smells sweet.
It's very sweet, but there's an earthy smell to it as well. And for you, I mean, how has the experience of being on The Voice, changed you in terms of how you look at being a singer?
Right. Well, it was difficult because we were always used to singing together, and I was always used to him calling the shots for me and, representing us as a group. So now it was my turn to represent us and just be by myself. So along the journey, I was able to, discover who I am and what kind of things that I like to do and just make the decisions on my own. And it's difficult, to just getting out of my comfort level.
Well, speaking of difficulty, and let's touch on this briefly because I think there are a lot of people out there, especially kids, they try, they know that they have the talent,
right.
but inevitably they come across barriers, and a lot of people quit. Right. But you didn't quit.
Yeah.
How did you deal with losing or getting kicked off The Voice, and what was your mindset? How did you stay positive and how did you keep going?
Well, it's always important to have positive people around me. During the time I had my brother and my whole church family, they're like, as long as you believe in your talent and believe that you're better, and with The Voice, it was not a negative goodbye. It was more like a positive because now I actually can do things on my own now, and I can actually venture out now that people have recognized me. Because last year I wasn't doing anything with my voice career, and so to even have the opportunity to be on The Voice, that was enough, and that was a more confirmation that I could push forward and be motivated to go along with my journey.
It seems like a much more complicated relationship kesa the relationship that we know between Filipinos and Americans. Usually, kung tanungin mo yung mga Pinoy, parang they just have unreserved love for America. But it's a really much more complicated scenario than that.
Well, the truth, Michi, is only a few people know about the Filipino-American War in the Philippines and also here. This is both our culture, our history. So, yeah, the conflict is there.
Right.
It didn't start with a very good relationship.
Right.
America and the Philippines started with war.
With an occupation.
With an occupation.
Right. So was education in your mind nung pumayag ka to do this movie? Did you want to have this come out as a vehicle to let people understand more where we come from?
Yeah, the fact that only a few people know about it. This wasn't in our history books in the Philippines, also in the history books in America. So the whole point is to let people be aware that such a war existed. It was suppressed from us, from our history books, and it was deliberately hidden. Now people know about it.
Right.
People are aware
Well,
of it.
mudslinging is one thing, no, but let's talk about cheating, which is a completely different beast. Now, let me just point out a really interesting statistic. According to the 2009 Corruption Perception Index, the Philippines is 13th out of 180 countries in perception of corruption in the government. That's probably no thanks to the last couple of administrations that we've had, but certainly it looks like the eyes of the world are on us to see kung pwede talaga tayong magkaroon ng eleksyon na malinis. Well, you know, I think it is a budding friendship. I think it's a great chance for us to start over with U.S. relations. And you know, very interesting actually yung history nilang dalawa, no? Because they're both coming into very, very tough situations in their country. They were both very well beloved by the people who brought them into power. Car buying involves big money, so you have to consider your options carefully. Gusto mo bang bumili ng kotse o mag-lease lang? Aba, parehong may pros and cons yan. Siyempre, masarap yung feeling kung iyong-iyo na talaga yung kotse. But if you want a pair of wheels that you can have every few years and change out without the hassle of reselling, then leasing might be for you. Manny Martinez of Menlo Mazda tells us why leasing might be your best financial option. Ito ang Oto ko to. O ngayon, usapang kagandahan naman tayo mga ka-nation. Alam nyo, ang mukha ay maraming sinasabi tungkol sa disposisyon ng isang tao. Most of the time, nakikita kong ang isang tao ay pagod o malalim ang iniisip just by looking at his or her skin. Stress na yata ang pinakakalaban ng balat. Eh, ang nakakatakot pa, paano kung nakakapagpahinga ka na, mukha ka pa rin pagod? It's time to relax, take a breather, and get some oxygen pumping into your skin with Beauty by O.